I believe every parent out there would want to train out their child or their children and see them move to the next level. It can be very disheartening when the children you have trained tend up to depend on you, especially when you need them the most. Unfortunately, in the world, in Africa, and most especially in Ghana, this has become a crisis. Unemployment among the youth of Ghana, it's a big issue that we are unable to readily solve. As young people, we want to find out measures how we can help ourselves when we feel that stakeholders are unable to help us effectively. Today, we'll be looking at unemployment crisis, the role of the youth or the role of the young person. My name is Martha Anabila. Thank you for joining us here on The Reflection Show. Let's go for a break. When we are back, we delve into the discussion with two amazing young men who will help us with some nice and amazing strategies to help us stay effectively strong and maybe venture into entrepreneurship or other measures that can help us stay in this crisis. Let's stay tuned.
Savannah International Academy is an international school located in Tamale, Ghana. We award the Cambridge IGCSE and A-level certificate. Running parallel is SIA4, our curriculum enrichment program. SIA, nurturing the next generation of African leaders. SIA, thinking global, acting local. Give your child a holistic education at SIA. Contact us now.
Welcome back. A very big thank you to the Northern Community Eye Hospital and to Savannah International Academy for supporting the Reflection Show. I have two gentlemen here in my studio, Edmond Segu and Jonathan Bev Seno. They will be helping us understand how probably they have helped themselves with their passion, their purpose, and their potentials. Maybe aside the regular work they do or before they got that, what they did, and how young people can also use that to explore and become productive citizens. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us on the show.
Thank you for having me. You have a very nice setup here.
Thank you.
I'm jealous, actually.
Really? I thought you should be happy for me.
Being happy for you doesn't preclude me from being jealous.
You can only admire and wish to have better.
Yeah.
When you say jealous, like you want to take over.
No. It's just your perception of jealousy. It's a natural feeling. Everybody could get jealous. It's just how you channel it.
One day you have yours.
When I grow up.
Anyways, Edmond. Yes, we've all seen and heard about unemployment. What is your take on this?
Well, the first thing I would say is it's a mindset.
Really?
That's the first thing I would say.
Okay.
It's a mindset. Because as human beings, we think, we say, then we do. So the concept of unemployment, what mindset creates that state? To be employed is to be engaged to solve a problem. Okay. And you get returns from your efforts. Now, if you acquire skill and that skill cannot be used to solve anybody's problem, then a lot of questions pop up around the skill you have acquired. Could it be the skill you acquired was irrelevant? Could it be the person who taught you the skill did not teach you very well? Could it be that there is no way you can apply that skill you have acquired? Could it be that people are not willing to pay you for how good you are at applying that skill?
Okay.
So what we just see as an unemployment crisis, there are subsets under it. Okay. But whatever subset it leads to, ultimately, it starts with the mindset. Okay. Do you think you are entitled to a job? That's the first thing. Or do you have to go out there and work for it or fight for it? Because if you think you are entitled to a job, it raises a whole lot of obstacles in your way.
Yeah.
You think that you deserve some things. Our fathers and the fathers before them, the entitlement mentality that we have groomed wasn't so much there. Okay, it was, but it wasn't so much there as it is now. Because the reason why I say this is that we have seen this trend where young people think they deserve something just for being alive. Like,
Wow. But
they,
sometimes we do. We have the right to be.
yes, when I say they deserve, like, they feel like, say, I'm a Ghanaian, so I deserve this, or let's say I am from this tribe, so I deserve that. The concept of cause and action, cause and effect, like doing something to gain something, going through a process, we have suddenly figured out that, okay, we can jump. Okay, so I realized that we want shortcuts. We want shortcuts to end results. So somebody will come that, oh, they are unemployed. You give them, let's say, a job. Oh, are you ready to be a cleaner? Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do that? They will look at themselves and be like, maybe I studied biochemistry. I can't do a cleaning job. I can't do this. I can't do this. But they are forgetting that the whole concept of a job is adding value.
So you think that people are not willing to take up jobs just because they think that they are above certain jobs?
Yes, they think they are above certain job, and the cause of that is one of the causes is the entitlement.
So you think the
mentality.
mindset of thinking I'm above a particular job is what makes one unemployed? Because I was asking what your take on unemployment. Do you think that causes
They are using that wrongly. So say I say, let's say I'm an MBA student, and the only job available, let's say my mom sells cocoyam, and my mom tells me that, okay, I finished school. She wants to employ me. I should come and sell the cocoyam. It is okay to see yourself that, I'm an MBA student, so the cocoyam selling.
So now, as you think that mindset is what is leveraging on having a lot of unemployment in our society.
Yeah, that mindset is playing a key role. But they are using the mindset wrongly. So driving to my point, if you are an MBA student, how would an MBA student sell cocoyam? That is what you should be asking yourself. Not, I'm an MBA student, why should I be selling cocoyam? Because your skill was given to you to enable you to add value in a manner that somebody who doesn't have that skill cannot.
Okay. Bess,
Yeah.
what's your take on unemployment?
There's constantly been rising figures in unemployment. We have to look at two fundamental questions. Whose job is it to provide employment? Is it the government or the youth? These two need to be looked at. Where he comes in with the concept of the entitlement mentality, that's where a lot of people think that it's the job of the government. But in the capitalist system, people are made to know you have to come out and do something for yourself. You have to come out and engage in an economic activity without bringing financial gain. But from the look of things in this environment, we are not programmed to run a capitalist system. Our educational system, even the way we're programmed from home, it gives you a mindset. That's where that entitlement mentality comes from. When we were kids, they all say, "Oh, go to school, study hard. When you finish, you'll be a doctor. When you finish, you'll be a..." That's programming from a very young age, and we put some job titles on the pedestal. Like you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer.
That's true.
So people think employment only has to be around those
Titles.
professions. Do you understand?
Okay.
You spoke about, I think you tried defining employment, and you actually spoke about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is identifying problems and solving them for economic gain. So if we want to address unemployment issues, the private sector would be the hero in this scenario. We need to start encouraging people to go into entrepreneurship. You and I have gone into entrepreneurship. I've tried a number of entrepreneurial ventures. I failed. Why? Because we don't educate people on entrepreneurship. Nobody gave me any textbook. Nobody gave me any routes to success. So I had to go through the trial and error system, and you would fail, and you would learn from your failures. So I think people should start putting energy in mentoring people in entrepreneurship. Our parents should be sensitized to just also learn that people mustn't just belong to only certain professional fields before they're relevant in society. You should start training the child to be that. They have inherent skills and ability. There are people that are making a whole lot of money from harnessing their inherent skills as Samoajan, Shatawale, and other people. So we need to start looking at that holistically. And it gets back to our educational system. It's to a large extent very useless. Very useless to a large extent. I didn't say completely useless. Very useless.
Because we're just taught to memorize.
You're taught
We are not taught to analyze, to
not
imagine.
even that. We're talking in this context. We are talking of it in what do you call it? In relevance to employment, right? So to be employed, employment is actually engaging in economic activity that would give you financial gain and provide value for society, or exchanging your labor for money, right?
Okay.
So for you to, and entrepreneurship is being able to identify a problem in society and solve it for financial gain. In being able to identify a problem, first of all, you need to be taught how to identify. In being able to solve a problem, you need to be taught how to identify the problem. Two, how to approach it and look for systems to curb it. We are not taught to think by this current educational system.
Okay. As young people ourselves, I believe that we're talking about the role of the stakeholders as in government, etc. Do you think parents are doing us good, or our parents did us good in the kind of information or programming? I think you've mentioned a few of them, letting us feel that our value is just being employed or being called a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, something with a kind of title. So as I'm growing, I just want to go into the law school and become a lawyer, but it's like I'm not really programmed to analyze, to imagine, and find problems, to even give solutions to them. Do you think that has been a major cause for where we are today?
Well, I will not say a major cause. It's a contributory factor, okay? Like how you are programmed from birth, what you are told and what you are not told. But ultimately, it comes down to how hungry are you? When you are hungry and you know that there is no source of food or there is no source of income in the next 1 month, you are completely broke. Ideas will come into your head. Be it good or bad. How do you think people start robbing people? There are people who are genuinely good guys. They have no plan to rob anybody. But when they are pushed to the wall, like they have a sibling in the hospital and they need money now to do an operation or something, somebody says something very hurtful to you, like for a small amount of money that you could, in the past, you could have just dashed it out to somebody. Hurt, hunger, anger, those peak emotions, they should push us, because when you turn 18, you can't ultimately give excuses anymore. We are not trees, we are human beings. What that means is that we can reprogram our brain. We can take up new habits, we can empty our thoughts, we can form new perspectives of life. So the moment you become 18 and you are legally adult in Ghana, it is your responsibility to look at where you are going and to look at what you know so far, what you have so far. Is it adequate enough to take you to where you are going? If it's not adequate, you adjust. And how would you know, like to my esteemed colleague's point, he didn't have anybody. So that's where the role of mentors come in. Okay, the person has to be near you.
Babes, were mentors available for you when you started your business?
Not available immediately. I had to look for people. I don't think a mentor could teach you how to excel in any particular field, because there's always updates in every specific field. There are always things happening, and
Don't you think maybe if you had planned, strategized, okay, I want to go into business and get a mentor
I'll get there. What was I saying again?
You have to reach out to mentors.
Yes, I had to reach out to people. Now, there are always things are developing at a very fast rate now. Now, technology and everything is just skyrocketing. So, if I have a mentor who broke through 10 years ago and he's trying to impart the knowledge he used breaking through, it wouldn't be the same systems that are available to me today. Today, you have social media, which plays a huge role in anybody's success, in any field. I think the most important thing a mentor has to do is to show you some of the dangers available in the field, but most importantly, teach you how to think. It's just about developing the right mindset. So, for example, let's say I'm going into real estate and I read one of Trump's books, which was written in the 90s about
The art of the deal.
The art of the deal.
But you could learn something from it, not necessarily.
I'm not saying you wouldn't
everything.
learn anything from it, but it wouldn't just open the door. It's open the door for you to walk in. It would give you certain basics, certain rudiments.
Environments are also different.
Environments, I was getting there. So, for example, let's take this setting, right? The people of Tamale have a very different way of looking at things, right? You can apply the information that was written by Trump in the US for that environment and expect Tamale people to react like that. I started a real estate agency. That's one of the businesses that I tried in the past. And I did all the right things in the textbook and everything. But I just realized that the problem was that people needed the service. They wanted to find accommodation and lands. But it was just a problem for them to take out money and pay you, who lives in Tamale with them, to find accommodation. For them, they're like, I'm in Tamale, you're in Tamale. Why do I need to pay? If you find for me, you're just being kind to me. But why do I need to give you money when I can call my friends? You understand me? They don't understand the value of time. They don't understand that by doing that, they're saving themselves time. And they could use that time to do other things to give them money or even relax. So things don't always apply. The right thing to do is develop the right mindset. And that's why I'm coming back to the fact that I think our educational system is just bust. We are not taught how to think. We are taught on how to memorize and return the information, revert the information to the teacher. And when you do that, you are an intelligent student. You sit in a class and the teacher just teaches and you chew everything he or she says. Then you write it on the paper and give it back to the person who told you. And because you can tell them what they told you, then you're intelligent. But if there's a simple problem here, practical problem, you can't think to solve it. You would not be able to think to solve it. And that's why we would move forward. We would only move forward when people are learning how to identify problems and solve them. We need innovation. Most of the biggest companies in the world, Tesla, Google, and Apple, they don't accept degrees or masters or whatever. They look at your ability to think, identify problems, analyze, and innovate. That's why they are growing that big. So that's why I think our fundamental problems are, if we're taught to think, analyze, and identify problems and solve them, we're in the right direction.
And I think that for me personally, I think that I think I asked the question about parents and etc. And I think that
I didn't even address that.
Okay.
So I think with the parents thing, it's a systematic problem.
Praise the Lord, Are you ready? Okay.
Like a rainbow, so my life made colorful. If you don't know, a life with this man is beautiful. Sing to the glory of God.
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 It's He I know. Everywhere I go, it's He I see. Anything I do, it's He I go. Seeking first all things you shall get.
welcome back from that break. It gets very interesting here on understanding what unemployment is. But later on, we'll be looking at how we can identify employment opportunities. And unfortunately, some of us we had a lot of issues with our family because we didn't want to do the normal nursing and teaching and kind of thing. We said we wanted to be self-employed, start our own organizations, and it was a very, very, very big challenge. One day, I'll tell my story. But I believe that there are lots of opportunities out there that you can start on your own. You can volunteer, you can do internship. If we're in Tamale, come and do internship at the Martha and Spice Foundation here and there. We are accepting a lot of young people coming in. But I also think that people who have something little to do are looking for the big money. Do you think that is one reason why we still have a lot of unemployment? I think at the job fair, a young man said that it was all over the news that if he doesn't get a job paying up to 2,000 Ghana cedis, he wouldn't work. And I found that very absurd. It's because he's living in Accra's life. Because I don't believe in Accra, they even earn as low as 350, 500 cedis every month. Do you think that is a factor?
Come on. Okay, I think if you're looking for big money, you should run as far away from employment as possible.
You can start from there.
Which job?
No, you see, it's a perception of just wanting to have the big money as
If
soon
you're
as
talking
possible.
if you're talking of what do you call it, a constant flow of money, that's a salary. We could have an argument. But
No, you have a job.
We could.
You have other side businesses. That's what I'm talking about. But sometimes you use your salary at the end of every month to support yourself or to even begun those businesses. I am not saying that rely on your salary. I am just saying that what you can have as at now, I have a job, okay, I want to start a stationery. Can I save something from my job? Some can even use their jobs at the organization to even secure a loan to start a business. Pay it off, then as a business grows, then later on in life, then you can resign and concentrate on the jobs. I have a job, then maybe I begin a job bar. Then I pay off the loan. Maybe years later, I need about 100,000. Maybe I would have been promoted. Then I take maybe 100,000 loan from the bank because at this time I can pay it in a short while because I'll be getting money from my salary, getting money from my business. So I'm just saying that don't rely on the salary, but don't see a salary paying job like as some kind of bad thing or evil thing. It depends on how you plan. Because why are you going to get money from a start to begin a business? That might fail because I began a business before. I began a laundry service business. But because of the foundation and reflections, I didn't have time and people were not helping. And sometimes you go and they've not ironed someone's suit very well. And I didn't have time all the time, so I had to close it down.
Yeah,
so I think that is also possible.
Yeah, I was just reacting to what you're saying when you said someone said he wouldn't work unless he has a big salary.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you. I work as an accountant in one of the government agencies, and it's always been my question. I've tried a lot of businesses. They failed, and I always fall back on it. And I use my salary actually to invest in these businesses. So we're not saying that nobody should go for a job, right? But there are people that just get into those jobs and they
Stuck.
They cement themselves. They don't get stuck. They cement themselves there, right? And they don't grow. There's no room for growth. There's no room for you to explore your own talent and your true potentials. So a lot of potentials have been buried because people just sat in government fields till they died. I met someone earlier today, Professor Ziem. I hope he doesn't have a problem with me mentioning his name. He was a doctor at one of the hospitals in Tamale here, one of the biggest hospitals in Tamale here. And we're just talking, and he told me a lot of things. He quit his job to go to Nandom, around the Nandom area, to go into agriculture, and he's farming banana. You know, banana is known to only grow in the, the southern belt. And he's doing amazing. He's defying norms. the part of the upper west where he's growing banana is part of the driest parts in Ghana, and he was exporting banana, right, from the upper west all over. So I'm not saying people shouldn't get jobs, but don't feel like you should just get in there, cement yourself, and if not for retirement, if they don't force you to retire, you're going to stay there. I feel people have a lot of potential. People should start trying to. We have a lot of problems that are not being solved. You know why? Because nobody is stepping out of the job field to try and solve those problems. Everybody goes to work and gets a salary and he's okay with it. I'm not also saying everybody is supposed to be an entrepreneur or get into business.
That, yeah.
Right? It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Even if everybody goes into entrepreneurship, who is going to run our hospitals? Who is going to take care of patients?
Yeah.
Who is going to take care of our legal issues in the courts? But I'm just saying that now people, getting back to what he's saying, it's like a birthright. The finance minister came out and announced that the government sector is full. They can't take any more people, and people were in an uproar. That just underlines a problem. It underlines a problem. It means that without those jobs, we can't do anything for ourselves. So I'm falling back on what he said, like it's some sort of entitlement issue. So I'm getting back to the point where we're saying, we're talking about the point where our parents, I don't know what we said about our parents, but
our parents, it's like a systematic way. So at the end of the day, that's what they also learn by growing up.
Yes, so it's systematic. It's programming that in a systematic form. Their parents or their grandparents were peasants. Forgive me if it didn't come out properly. Forgive me. Their parents were very poor in the village, right? And then the white man came and introduced prestigious jobs like being a teacher, being a catechist, being a doctor. And among those farmers, our parents who were the first people to go to school leave and come back. And he's reading the white man's language and saying all types of things and sounding fancy. And everyone worships him, you know, and they enjoy some sort of prestige from that. So to them, their definition of success is that same system where you go and become a doctor, you go back to the village and they'll be like, wow, he's a doctor. Wow, Lord, Martha is a doctor at TTH, you know, and it gives you an ego trip. And most parents want the best for their kids. So they are just trying to project what they view as the best job for their kids. But things are changing now. Things are changing now. Now in the era of social media, you have the most millionaires in this among the youth from social media alone.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about this. It's just a common joke that sometimes a lot of us make, that sometimes to the jobs that the salary jobs also depend on where you are coming from or where you are working. Somebody being a secretary at Facebook alone, salary will be even much bigger than somebody else. So I think that it depends on how you also add value to the organization that you are working in to making more money, and maybe they can even pay you more. Because sometimes too, because most people think, oh, I'm working, my boss needs to pay me, and it's like you are not adding value to the company. So at the end of the day, they are able to have that output that will yield into more money to increase your salaries. So I think that for me, unemployment, there are some people that I know I've worked with since 2013 till now, that if I have an organization, I know them, and they apply, I would never employ them.
1000%.
A lot of people. And there's some people that I just stay from my friend, I'm like, this, or it's about my own, like, if I get an organization, with that interview, I'm just going to employ them. I think that one is behavioral. What do you think?
Oh, well, you made an earlier point of the person who was talking about the fact that if they don't get 2,000 to this, so that's what I want to start from. So the question, the answer to that question that person was asked to be that. Can you solve a problem with 2,000 cedis a month?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you want 5,000 cedis a month, 10,000 cedis a month, no problem. Can you solve a problem with that amount?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is no. You don't even know what kind of skills you have.
You just want to go to work.
You don't just
Go
want to get
home,
paid.
go
I was
home.
talking
Yeah.
to people apply for jobs with no intention of solving the company's problem. They just want to get paid.
Like people apply to come and work with me, and they're like, so I'm
That is their
looking for
idea of
interns.
job. Yeah.
And like, they told even SS leave it. They're like, after SS, I'm looking for a job. Like, I'm taking only interns for now, and they drop because they're like, I want something. So it's not even coming to add value to my organization.
They don't care.
But they want me. They want to come and sit down. And I said, okay, they have come to me at the end of the month. I pay them. So I think it's a red flag.
In labor force, if the person is not adding value, they are what? Subtracting. So if somebody is coming to your company and they don't know the value that they are adding, you can be so sure they are subtracting value. How? Frustrating, coming late, adding their work to somebody else's work. One way or the other, there will be something just by even sitting there. Like let's say the person is a receptionist, it's not a reception, and they don't know what a receptionist is even supposed to do. They are removing.
Some are rude. Yeah.
So they do all these to show you that they don't know what value they can add. They are making themselves fireable, like making reference to the Donald Trump. Okay, one of the reasons why I noticed Donald Trump, he made this word "you are fired" his brand.
Yeah.
Like he was firing people was his brand.
Yeah.
I know he has
It's a long time I've heard of him.
I know he has a strength and weaknesses. I want to talk about his strength. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
he doesn't have weakness.
now, if Donald Trump was your boss, the rate of him firing you will be like 98, 99. Let me say 99.5% of him firing you. Because the guy, from what I read about him, from the art of the deal, he's a hustler. He goes about making claims. So he will come, I can do this job, this, that, at this time, if you give me this opportunity. And people, okay, in the first instance, people will like overlook you. Then later they'll take you on it. When you know the value you add, that's how come some people can come and say, this job, I will charge 1,000 cedis for it, I'll charge 2,000. And be like, everybody else charges 200 cedis.
Like cameramen. They
Why-
want to come for your event or wedding and say, what to charge you?
Why should I give you this amount of money?
Yeah.
And when the person talks, I
Yeah.
noticed, earlier in the discussion we're having, every master workman has a philosophy with which they work. And that philosophy distinguishes them. And if you take 5 masters in a field and you ask them what makes them exceptional at their work, they will share their different philosophies, but you see a common
connection.
thread, thank you, amongst all of them. So a person's philosophy behind their work, if you ask a musician, what do you think about like let's say a Grammy award or an Emmy award person, like somebody who is esteemed, you pick like let's say even VGM, like you pick any of our top artists, you ask them, then you pick an underground artist, you ask them, what is your understanding of music? You will see that they have different philosophies. So, like I was saying, I'm going back to the mindset thing. The person thinks they deserve a job, which is the entitlement mentality, and they are too comfortable. When you are in your comfort zone and you are entitled, you might as well kill yourself. So, sorry to say. Because it's like you are in your comfort zone, nothing is pushing you, and you're also entitled. You are expecting things to be given to you whilst in your comfort zone. It's a done deal for
Because
you.
you went to school to study as a lawyer, then no, you are entitled.
You are entitled to this, and you are in your comfort zone.
Have
You
tried
have your
any
parents.
businesses before?
Oh, several.
How has it failed? Has it succeeded?
Lots of failures.
Do you have a business right now?
I do.
Okay.
So the failure part came from one, I didn't know the road. I didn't know what strategies I should use. I didn't know what I didn't know. Let me start from there. When you don't know what you don't know, that is when you know you are growing. If you don't know what you don't know about something, don't take a step. I'm not saying you'll be perfect, okay?
Yeah.
You master everything, but you must first know what you don't know. And that's where humility comes in. If you know what you don't know, then you know that, okay, Babs is good at PR. Way better than me. So if he says he's charging me 1,000 cedis and he can get this thing done for me, I have no argument.
Some
with
to overcharge, sometimes cry.
Yeah.
No.
So-
It's
some-
not overcharging.
Yeah.
It means the value they attach to the work. It's not the
I
value.
get that.
You would
No,
benefit from it.
I get that concept. I get that concept.
You get that correct. And there's others too
Yes.
who, because you are good at what you are doing and you are charging this X amount of money, they feel like, okay, maybe that's the formula. I can also shoot up my price without adding any value.
Any value.
Exactly. So there are people that have worked for me in photography, and people who actually charged me less. Their pictures came out more nicely and unique than those whose pictures were not so nice.
It's a philosophy thing. We think when we charge more,
Exactly. It's
people
more-
like we are top, but then it is your work that will show.
Exactly. So there are two schools of thought. I believe in working with people for a long time. All the cameramen I started working with for all my conferences, I'm still working with them. So sometimes at an event, when I call, I'm just giving you the dates. I'm not even talking about price with you, because you know that at the end of the day, we will sort out ourselves. But at the end of the day, there are people that would even contact me as soon as they see my flyers out for an event, to come to, and I'll ask them, how is your price? And you mention our lab. Send me pictures of your like your work, and it's not well compared to the work people have done. Like some of the guys even follow me as far as from each region to go and do donations, and they don't even charge me. We become a family. I even pay them after a week or two, or I even pay them before the event, and it's still. There are some people I've worked with, like events. Right now, I had an event in August. I got someone to do food for us. We didn't get the food. We don't have the money till now. Because it's power, and the money is cash. So people, and this person came out highly recommend the company to the person's food. But the person that I was thinking about, it was like, maybe okay, so let's, for example, you get Berbs. And because maybe it's a tea or that kind of thing, Berbs comes more recommended. Berbs behaves like that. You might not mean that Berbs food is not nice, but his behavior will not make you give him contract. So I think that with unemployment and people not getting opportunities,
It's a behavioral pattern.
and it's one thing I have seen. Look, I started working on charity, working in the corporate space since 2013. And as young, I started working while I was a teenager though. But while working till now, I have gathered a lot of experience. Like I said, there are people that will even come and lie down and beg me, and I'll never employ them. Unless I am fully convinced that they are changed.
Even the fact that you are even
So
begging,
it's
that means that you shouldn't be employed.
so that one is
it's an exchange.
It's money they want to come and do.
Thank
So
you.
I
That's
think
what I'm
that
saying.
I think that apart from mindset, I want us to list the points so that it's easy for people to follow.
Okay.
One is mindset that we've said.
The entitlement mindset.
Yes.
Comfort
Secondly,
zone.
the comfort zone. Then I think that Bev have also talked about the system that is like it's natural. So our grandparents, our parents, it's like they program our mind. The third is our educational system that is making us not really understand or have these opportunities. And I think what I have also tried to keep saying is behavioral. A lot of us don't respect our leaders or boss. I was working with PhD, and the boss was quite a very wonderful young lady, Matilda Yanga. And because she was much younger, people did not respect her in that regard, and a woman. You get the full story on that note after the break. Understanding the importance of the eye will help you identify the best measures to stay healthy and not be a victim to visual impairment or going totally blind. At the Northern Community Eye Hospital here in Tamale, it's our mandate to give your eyes the best care it needs. Our experts are experienced and on standby to give you the best treatment or surgery where necessary. In our facility, we have modern equipment and amazing experts who understand the need to give you nothing but the best care to improve your vision. The Northern Community Eye Hospital services include eye screening for need of eyeglasses, for diabetes, glaucoma, and for all other eye diseases, lasers, including a new glaucoma treatment that saves you from anti-glaucoma eye drops. We are the only eye care facility with this machine. Eye services for children, screening for individuals and staff of corporate organizations. We have a large variety of beautiful eyeglasses, both for vision and reading, and also sunglasses. We equally do delivery of eyeglasses to every part of Ghana Ghana and beyond. We sell all necessary eye medicines in our pharmacy at an affordable price. Our working hours are from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 10 a.m. to 12 noon on public holidays. Reach us on 059-258-0019 or 037-202-8610. We are located on the Sanargu Road 400 north of Stadium Runabout.
Nina Nigeria, Nimble Nina, and that's a kind of particular Nina. The Bunga Nina, Kakulu, the Kirtan Shell, the social canny, the Pudia and the Lafia High, the big yards, the Benmon, the big shout, the Punali, I put them to play the card in Amanda edition. Is a company in yellow, Nabi, the man in a doctor, the Tom the man, the Zahan. Kana ntele mo dala fiso sana ruso I agree with you kana tele dala fiso iku e papa.
Welcome back from the break. So like as I was saying, a lot of people do not value women leaders, especially young women leaders. When I was with her, I had people say, "Oh, she's too bossy." I felt like that. Well, I actually thought whatever she was doing was okay, but I think maybe because of temperament issues, I'm a sanguine and a choleric combined with the strength of the choleric. I don't get so angry easily, but when I get angry, I need to relax a lot. But yeah, away from that, I saw that she had this spirit to meet targets, and she kept pushing, and she'll query you when people thought like, oh, she's too known, she was bossy, and now I get that a lot of times. And now I understand that if I didn't have that attribute, I wouldn't be here today. So people who actually want things done would always be seen like they are bossy. So if people come into organizations like that and they have a boss that don't have issues with the boss, and when the boss tends to fire them, they'll think the boss is weak, or they will not put in their best, and they think they are harming their boss. But the boss can easily fire you and disappoint. So I think that if you already have a job, and maybe you always have this mindset of not trying to put so much input at your job, then I don't think you should be expecting more salary. Especially organizations that produce products for consumption. It's a daily product. So if you don't put in more effort, like you are a marketing manager, and you wake up and say that because your boss didn't greet you, you won't go out and sell, you think they'll get more money to increase your salary or even give you some incentives? So I really stand by the fact that behavior is a major cause of unemployment. Because like I said, some people are not employing people not because they don't qualify, but because they don't have the requisite or right behavior to work in that position. Assuming you have a job that you have to just keep a lot of things confidential, just like being someone's PA, you can't be a talkative and be that in that job. So I think that who's in a panel, I think that behavioral issues is a major factor for me. That's a major factor for me.
And we think people should be groomed in that area
People need training.
in terms of their behavioral part.
Exactly. And I
But
think
isn't that what internship is for?
we don't want internships. We don't want many people write to me to do internships, Matter and Spice Foundation, and within 2 or 3 weeks, they are asking for allowances.
Okay, but like aside the allowances part, I was going to make this comment. Most of the interns, or some of them, according to the interns that I have spoken with, some of them also are frustrated that they are sent on watchy errands and they're like it's like they are
excuse me.
unwelcome guests.
Sorry to say this. Oh God, should I say this on air?
No, don't
Government
say it.
organizations, because it's like not like yes, you go to those offices and there's really nothing so much to do. In a private organization, the time is not even enough even for productivity. In some organization, for example, you don't get to a bank in the morning and your boss says, "Why me watching?" Even if it happens, maybe you are going and they're messaging you, or they have delivery guys who bring it, and you just step outside and pick it up for them. So it is about branding your organization and giving your organization the right culture.
Yeah, talking about culture, to add this thing, like
Let me quickly.
companies should have somebody in charge of internship. I know it increases their cost, but let's say, assuming they
You
don't
have
spend,
intent.
yeah, it will increase their cost if they are to employ somebody, or let's say a department, because what we are talking about, the behavioral part, you need on-the-job training, you need that kind of attention. The regular staff are not, if it's not part of their regular job, and you are telling them they have to babysit somebody, it comes with some stress. So what if the organization had dedicated personnel or team to give this behavioral
I think
training?
it's part of the HR.
Yeah, it will
It's part
help.
of HR.
But I know
you
most
see-
of the companies would like to cut down costs, so they will let staff do double work. So they will be like, okay, maybe you oversee this person or that person.
No, I think they put them in departments. So let's say if you come the communications department, they ask the intern which department. So they orient you on the departments they have.
Yeah,
And they
I
push
understand
you
the
to the
department. I'm
department
talking
and
about
get
somebody in charge of
interns. For me, with those
like
I
something
know
like an HR for intern, like somebody who
they have.
the
I don't know
grooming-
of all. Okay, not every organization is resourced, but with the ones that I know, some people are in charge of interns. Somebody who even give the orientation, who
Yeah,
design
yeah,
a
that
schedule.
kind of thing.
There are some nice groomed organizations who have people
that did that. Yeah.
who are in charge of HR.
But other ones, they just leave the intern.
No, but with the excuse, like these government organizations, like of course, there's really no what's the name? Any structured systems.
For their internships.
Exactly, like except maybe the political offices, but
So does that
Which one
mean
is
that
your
Yeah, so let me quickly strike out the behavioral factor as one of the reasons for unemployment. Thinking of it, I think if we put behavior as part of the reason for unemployment, any business person that says that his employees are not behaving well is simply not serious. You can never, ever, ever control human behavior. You can never expect human beings to behave appropriately. It means you have problems with your systems to manage human behavior. Human beings would always behave the way they want to behave. If you don't put systems in place to guide their behavior, they will take advantage of you. They'll walk all over you. The people here misbehaving at offices and their workplaces, when they go to the Western world, they can't do these things. Why? Because there are systems in place that do not
that will not allow them to like
So
going
I don't
to work
think-
late. etc.
Yeah, I don't think any.
Yes, so I think you mentioned about the stakeholders. So I think the stakeholders also play a major role.
So it's just putting in the right structures, right? Checking mechanisms. You put mechanisms in to check everyone to prevent them from doing these things. Yeah, you can't leave. You're talking about your laundry business. You were not there. It's not an ideal world. You don't expect your workers to say, "Oh, we love Madame so much and we are good Christians. We will go." No,
You have to say that.
you need them to supervise. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it would collapse.
I think that my supervision was poor because I was
was poor.
mostly recording.
It was
I was
poor.
mostly in school, swimming, teaching
Yeah.
other things. So my time was limited. Yeah, so to add on to that, let's just look at how can we stay in the situation of unemployment. What do we do?
Like,
Our time is up.
overcome the crisis.
Yes, to overcome I nearly said pandemic. To overcome the unemployment pandemic or crisis. Anyway, so we have just barely few minutes
Okay,
more.
so I will summarize by saying that you have to make unemployment a personal responsibility. The moment you outsource it to a government, to your parents, to get you out of unemployment, that is where it's a chain reaction, it leads to many others. So an individual has to take it upon themselves to decide to make themselves employable, learning the skills that they have to learn, making sure those skills are valuable. knowing where those skills are valued, knowing how much they can trade for that valuable skill that they have.
Excellent. Like everything he said. And I also think that the private sector should be enhanced, should be empowered to entrepreneurs, young business people should be empowered, given loans, given finances, training, and other things, to be able to start up businesses to help the government, because that sector is choked. And also people should acquire the right skills and tools to make themselves employable. And also we should focus more on technical education, skills acquisition, rather than just getting a degree, where a lot of courses are taught that are not applicable in the job market.
Of course, I believe that this episode has awoken us and helped us to actually reflect, because I think it will even get worse. Unemployment would get worse. It's the reality, because at the end of the day, we are giving birth to more children, some planned, some unplanned, and all of them are going to fight for the space for us to get to the place where everybody wants to be successful. Unfortunately, we don't even want to go through the process to win or to become big. You see a 21-year-old girl or boy who wants to already start driving a car, who wants to even have a house, who wants to have everything that a 55-year-old person had to work so many years to get. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the show. And I won't leave without showing you Inspiration for Purpose. It's an amazing book written by me. You can get it on www.africareads.org. You can download the app on Google Play Store as well and get the book titled Inspiration for Purpose. If you're in Tamale, anywhere in the northern region, get in touch with us. Martha Inspires Foundation on Facebook, marthainspires.org on our website as well. Or you can call us on 054-9578-512 to get a copy. It's just a 20 Ghana cedis, and wherever you are also in the country, you can also order for some copies for your school, your church, your organization, and we can also deliver it to you. Even outside Ghana, we can deliver to you by a lot of means. And I believe that this episode has been massive. You've learned something that is going to improve your work, and you can also change your mindset to do something for yourself to become a more better, productive, efficient, amazing young person. And especially for my young girls, make sure that you have money on your own, you have a job on your own. It's not everything that you depend on a man for. We are trying to change that narrative. Our focus as an organization, Martha Inspires Foundation, is on TVET, and for some time now, since September 2021, we've been doing so much on trainings, etc., and it is going to continue as far as the team decides to be on TVET. Once a while, we'll go to the former center as well. So if you have any TVET project in the northern region, get us involved. Or we can also give you a chance to come and explain what you are doing more on the Reflection Show. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martha Anabila. Do have a good night. Hello and welcome to Thoughts from Martha Inspires. I am Martha Anabila. Today I want to share with you what I have captioned, Don't Mind the Devil. The devil here is not the Satan, devil, demon sometimes we think about, but it's about the negative voices we hear in our mind, we hear in our spirit or even our soul when we want to do something. There are times that you are discouraged. There are times that you don't even know how to go about something. And you are so confused. And instead of having an encouragement, there is this voice in your mind, there is this voice in your spirit, there is this voice that is telling you that you are not worth it. There is this voice that complicates the hurts and the pain in your spirit. It is the voice of the enemy that does not want you to succeed. Today, I want you to make a conscious effort in this year to know, believe, and understand that you are more than enough. You are amazing. You are exceptional. You are unique. So do not mind any negative voices that would want to tell you that you cannot achieve something in this year or even in your life. Don't mind the devil. He will speak to you and give you realistic reasons why you cannot achieve something, but don't mind the devil. If you are watching me now and you are going through something in your life, I want you to stand up and shake it off and believe that the devil or the enemy is just a loser. He's a talkative. Do you think he would keep quiet? Do you think he wants you to succeed? Do you think that he has seen who you are? He has seen how great you are, and because he's afraid of the impact you would make. He's afraid of the lives you will change. So he is not going to sit there and watch you to become a great man or a great woman. So don't mind the devil. Anytime you are down, I want you to believe. If you were a Christian, you can pick up the Bible and read. If whatever you believe in, you can go back to whatever book they have to inspire yourself. If you have a book you enjoy reading, you can read that book. Most importantly, pray and pray. And even as you pray, there will be seasons and there will be times where you will feel weak, but the devil is not stopping the fight. He's a fighter, and as you keep praying, there will always be victory for you. Don't mind the devil this year. Don't mind anything that the devil tells you in your mind that you cannot achieve, because he is a big liar. You are unique. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You can achieve it. Whatever you have purpose in your heart and in your mind, you are a go-getter. Yes, you will get it. Yes, you will achieve it. Yes, you'll be that great man. Yes, you'll be that great woman. Yes, you will go to that school. You will go to that organization you are hoping for. Just don't mind the devil. And when you stay positive, you will see the result you yourself are going to make. You will see the impact you yourself are going to make. Make up your mind that anytime you are down, you will look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, Martha, I'm a great woman. Yes, Martha, I am a big woman. Yes, Martha, I am unique and I am amazing. Because the world is yet to hear of my impact. The world is yet to hear of my purpose. Thank you for watching this episode of Thoughts from Martha Inspires, and I believe that you have been inspired. My name is Martha Anabila. Have a good day.